have 2 heat races for our division here tonight. And the 13, already jumps out front for the lead. Quarter to the number 68. The number 7 of Moody pulls off the racetrack. Quarter to the 68 moves into second place. He's got this 99 of Sean Markley Sr. on that outside. Previous back there. This already in the 13, being chased by the 68 of Porter. Still single file, it's still already in the number 13 from Baromas out front, quarter from the number 7 and the number 68. And the 99 of Sean Markley Sr. Basically in a 3-car race right now between the 13 of Reddy and 68 of Porter and Markley Sr. Porter now closing in. 4 laps down, 4 laps to go for Chris Porter. And the number 68 is already leads them through 3 and 4. One more time, they come off the corner. As the 99 Porter closes in just a little more as they cross the front finish line for lap number 5. Found the back straightaway. Already in the number 13. Still out front. Many thanks to his wife Maria, who helped support him with this endeavor. Liberty takes that inside line through 3 and 4. Stays right with him. Now both are pulling away from the 99 of Sean Markley Sr. Also closing in on the 43 of Nicole Beardsley. Already goes to the inside. Nicole goes up the track. Gives it racing room. Also get 5. Checker flag is out and the race.
Just taking the green flag. I'm Jeffrey Best with Low Budget TV. We're so happy to have all of you here. Looking to have a great night of racing out here in Watsonville. It's Ocean Speedway. The 4-banger class on track right now, and the Duke boys are going at it. That's Dennis Kelson Jr. in the lead currently over the 45 machine of Kate Beardsley, the 18 machine of Lucy Falkenberg, and rounding out the field, the number 5 machine of Bill Beardsley. There's supposed to be a 5th car in this race. That was the 4 machine of Ray Bunn. Clearly they're still getting race car ready to roll. This is going to be our first broadcast ever here at Ocean Speedway. Really excited. Gotta love the weather right now here in Watsonville, as we are just taking over the 70s. Actually, now we're under. We are under the 70s. And if I had to choose a favorite to win this heat race right now, granted we're 3 laps in, it would have to be the 5 machine. Because it's a beautiful car. I want to again thank you all for joining us out here. For those of you tuning in here online, a huge lineup of racing here tonight, including what will be the biggest, largest, longest race on dirt I will have ever seen in my life. We're talking about an 80-lap American stock race, folks. On top of that, we have a very big field of modifieds getting ready to race tonight. Sport mods also on tap. Have the 4-bangers, and then a division I've never seen before in my life called Police in Pursuit, and we'll get into the details of that division in just a little bit. White flag out on this heat race. Really no issues for the 01 machine of Kelson. Take a nice look at this car. Up and personal we get. it will be the Duke boy, Dennis Keldon, grabbing the victory. The 45 of Kate Beardsley, second. 18 machine of Lucy Falkenberg, and rounding out the field, the 5 of Bill Beardsley. That is the second of 2 heat races here. As we get hooked up and ready to go for our next set of heat races. As mentioned, lots of great racing. You guys chose a good one to tune in for tonight. I'm Jeffrey Best with Low Budget TV. We got a lot of you watching here tonight, which means we're going to have fun with you throughout the night. If you know how to use Facebook, we just might have too much fun. Let's put it that way. We're going to go crazy. Next heat race is coming up. It is the Sport Mods getting ready to go. IMCA Sport Mods with Matt Lewis in the 55 machine and the 14J of John Farrow starting on the front row. Top 3 will move on to the A main event. The rest, we're talking B main. Green flag is in the air. And contact. Still holding that lead is the 55 of Lewis. He fares a lot better than the other driver that started up there. Farrow has slipped all the way to the rear of the field. 20 machine, Justin McPherson moves into the second spot. The 06 you see there, Joel Hannigan holds the last transfer spot. Got the 00 machine on track here. He's got his face on the side. That's Jerry Bartlett. He's being challenged by the 17C of Brian Cooper. 86. That is driven by Josh Hensley. You see the battle for 4th starting to brew up here. 7 machine. That is driven by Patty Ryland, a name that a lot of us West Coasters will recognize in the dirt track racing world. The 88J rounds out the field. That's Robert Huckabee Jr. Battle for the lead here. Lewis being challenged on the inside by the 20. McPherson gonna waste no time with this pass halfway through this heat race and exchange for the lead. Here's your top 3. They're all feeling really good right now, but your battle for 4th is still going. Bartlett trying to hold off the hard-charging 17C machine of Cooper. Lewis has slipped back to the 3rd spot. That allows the 06 now to slip into the 2nd. That's Hannigan. It's going to be an intense night of racing. Sport Mods brought a lot of cars, guys. There are going to be 4 heat races, and they're going to be filled to the brim. No troubles with a 20 machine of McPherson. Hannigan feeling good in the 06. Lewis having a strong heat race, staying in that top 3. Bartlett and Cooper still trying to figure out who's going to be the 4th place finisher. Cooper right now trying to get around Bartlett, tells me that 17C might be the faster car, and he sees time slipping as the checkered flag is out. Time is up. 3 cars moving to the transfer. That is the 20 of McPherson, the 06 of Hannigan, and the 55 of Lewis. The rest are going to be busy tonight.
Robert Huckabee Jr.
And that was only heat race 1. We got 3 more of those puppies. Watching for the start of this heat race. Leading them away, the 174 machine. Actually, the 714 machine. You'll understand, those that are familiar with Bakersfield will see where I was going with this. That's Rick Diaz. And a good start for Rick. You see the mess in the back as they transfer or try to get to that transfer spot. 22 machine of Adrienne D'Souza. She's 2nd. And holding the final transfer spot for now is the 75X of Jim DiGiovanni. Then you get the guys that are on the outside looking in. 27C machine trying to challenge here. Todd Cooper. We're going on the outside looking for the spot. This will be a transfer here. So Cooper will put the 75X into a spot. DiGiovanni now outside of an A main transfer. 57 machine, Mark Odgers on track. The 14 you see on track, Matt Hagio. Then we have the 10 of Andy Welch and the 1C of Tim Cecil. That's your full field in this one. 4 laps into it, 4 laps to go. Battle for 2nd. It's going to be Cooper looking to the inside. Cooper's, they don't come around to play, guys. I was that's two. Still 2 more heat races to go.
Rogers completes the top 5. Rick Diaz out of Las Vegas, sponsored by Stites Towing. Percent Yosemite Realty. Golden Empire Towing, those are his sponsors. Rick Diaz is number 74.
So for those joining in at the live look on Facebook, watching for the start of heat race number 3, Sport Mods on track, green flag in the air. And one car with immediate troubles. Oh, and maybe more troubles here. A couple cars climbing each other. You see this transfer spot's really heating up. On the inside, that's Spainhoward. Nick Spainhoward in the 40 machine. In the 4th spot, he's trying to get around the 03. That is a transfer. But he's going to be joined with another driver who's hungry. 3AC, Levi Kiefer. Both drivers very respected on the West Coast. Both drivers want in. This was already the race with... I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but we'll look at this battle for the transfer spot and the lead. Spainhauer's taking it from the 03 machine of Danny Rowe. The car we saw have an issue early in the race was the 3CF of Chris Falkenberg. Battle for the lead. 5 machine is Dennis Simonovich. The 7J is Fred Ryland. Saw the car that was a little squirrely earlier on. That was the 89. They're coming up to him now. Dwayne Beiser. And I'm noticing that the 03 machine is going to have an issue. A broken left front. That car. So Danny Rowe's going to park, in fact, get stuck in the infield right now. There's one other car in the field. That is the 82 of Tim Ragdale. Tim has slipped back just a bit. Battle for the lead was looking pretty intense. Simonovich coming to the white flag this time by. Ryland trying to chase down Spain. Howard holds the last transfer spot. Checker. So as you can see, the 03 of Danny Rowe has crashed into the pole on the grandstand. For those that are like freaking out, I'm completely joking right now. Rowe right now, though, there is something that broke on the left front, it looks like, in the steering. So that car, the wheels were not agreeing with each other in the least. They're going to tow that machine off. I would imagine we'll see Rowe here back in time for the B main event. But things are intense. That was heat race number 3. And just now coming up to the final heat race for the Sport Mods. They're giving the one to go on the final heat race for the Sport Mods. Starting on the front row, the 209 of Darren Thomas. Outside row number 2 is the 9B of Igor Ganzuk. Row number 2, the 22W of Charlie Hunter. And the Charlie's outside is the number 15 of Brian Pierce. 27 of Dwayne Short and a 48 of Alex Odishu will be row number 3. And then Jordan Hager in the 9J and the 86 of Philip Shelby round out the field. 8 cars, 3 transfer spots. You gotta make it in to the A-main event before you can even think about winning. Some contact putting the 22W of Hunter into the infield. Hunter continues on, tries to regain, but will probably need a caution to get back in contention for a top 3. So there you see them. Those are your transfers. The first 3 to the left. And you got the cars chasing them down. The 15 machine of Pierce is on the bubble. 86 of Shelby started at the very rear of this field. Shelby's already looking to make his way into the A-main event. He's got 6 more laps to make something happen. But that 15 of Pierce now throwing the challenge on the number 9B of Ganzuk. Ganzuk slips way wide and suddenly is going to be not only losing a spot but exciting, but we're going to go back up to the transfer spot up here. Ganzuk trying to hold off the 86 machine of Shelby. They're doing some fantastic slide jobs on the other side of the track. But we have some really good racing happening with only the lead as Thomas tries to hold him off. Thomas slips wide. Now Thomas is suddenly at risk of losing not only first, second, but maybe the transfer spot. One mistake, that's all it takes. Here comes Hager into the mix. Jordan Hager, the 9 machine hits the wall. That's the other 9 of Ganzuk. Thomas, now your transfer spot holder. Hager has 1 lap, half a lap to do it. The white flag is flying. Out of turn number 4, Pierce is going to take the win. Shelby's going to take second. It's going to be Thomas holding on to third. And this was the group that I was loving. Oh, boy. And that, folks, are just the IMCA Sport Mods racing here tonight. Again, this is your chance, ladies and gentlemen. For those watching live on Facebook, your last chance to make it, to join us here. Guys, I know I keep repeating myself. I probably sound like a broken record, but you do not want. Folks, I'm about to bring you the first ever time I've seen a division in this regards. It is the Police in Pursuit, and it involves some fantasticness. Oh, I love this. I love that this is a division. So here's the premise of this whole class. A bunch of law enforcement groups said, you know what, why don't we have some fun at Ocean Speedway in Watsonville? You'll see some of them say Highway Patrol, some are police departments. They're represented on the doors. I'm going to go through this real quick. The 51, that's starting... That might be a 5150 car. No, all these numbers are interesting. Well, we're going to keep an eye on this. I know the 720 is Jesse Mueller. We're getting ready for the green. These are all officers. They put these cars together. It started out as a class that just raced Crown Vics and, you know, specific to that, and as you can see, it's evolved a little bit. Meyer's our leader. And this is Police in Pursuit. The first car I saw here today was the 1010 of Justin Rhodes. I love it. 50 machine right there. The sheriff car, I believe, is Chris Vigil. Then we have the 00 of John Homan. And rounding out this field should be the Paul Meyer machine there in the back. You see they all have... No, actually that's Cliff Sloma. Meyer didn't make it to the track. That's just going off the sheet I have. If we have any regular viewers of this division, you might be like, wait a minute. I know who's driving that car. But again, we got... Oh, here we go. Almost teammates. Trying to chase down the Highway Patrol. You would think the Highway Patrol would have some form of a, I guess you'd say, advantage. I wonder if, like, they made him... Oh, no, we're going to have a challenge here. 00 looking for the lead. Oh, Mueller has an all-wheel drive machine, which I was going to wonder if that was the case. What an interesting racing division. I've never seen an SUV race on the dirt track. Till today. Battle for the lead. We're only just now crossing into lap number 5. That's the 515 of Sloma, who will take the lead. You see Sloma here. Let's take a nice look at this car. Definitely nice and clean. That car hasn't had a lot of confrontations. Then we slip back to second place. This car's had a few more. Among the things you probably didn't expect to see when you tuned in tonight. Well, this is the best battle on track. We're not talking about transfer spots. If we were, this would be it. The battle for third. Mueller and Rhodes. Rhodes goes way wide and is going to lose some time to Mueller. How fun. And then the sheriffs right now, the Big Creek Sheriffs. They're just making sure that nobody missed anything. Checkered flag is going to fly for Sloman, the 515 machine. Heat race number 1 of the Police in Pursuit goes to them. Again, these are officers that are racing out here. A lot of fun. Talked to a couple of them. These guys are just having a blast out here, and so are we. Love that they're doing something like this. And again, it's for charity. These guys aren't coming home with any extra money, any purse money. They're doing this for fun to raise money for charity. Very special. Good on you guys. Now, heat race number 2 is coming right out, so we're going to jump right into this. This guy's pulling double duty tonight. That's the 33 of Terry Traub.
33 of Terry Traub.
See, it's like I knew what the announcer was going to say. So Traub's machine, he was saying that hopefully he could get both cars on track. I asked him which one's the issue. It's not this one. He's still working on his American stock back there. Outside row number 1 should be the 1015X of Jeff Bowden Mueller. Now, we've had 2 Mueller start on the outside front row. The last one finished 3rd. We'll see if this Mueller can do better. Then the 02 of Michael Burley. The 5 machine of Dan Anderson in a cool-looking Camaro police car. And rounding out the field, the 101 of Brett Myers. Pink, you can't miss it. In fact, I wonder if that's a new move. Oh, boy. The smallest police car I've ever seen just tried to roll over. You can't script this stuff, guys. Beautiful. Well, battle for second right now. That 101 Pink machine of Myers is already working to get, or try to get past Mueller. That Mueller machine looks very beefy. I'd imagine seeing something like that on like the beach. You see the Camaro trying to make something happen, but how about, can you tell which driver has had extra laps today? Perhaps it's the one that's pulling away right now. Black flag, a mechanical black flag coming out for the 02 machine. I love the driver's seat. In fact, that might be what the black flag's for. That driver doesn't have a driver's suit on. Everyone else does, for the most part. So we're only on lap 3 of the Police in Pursuit. You talk about, you know, when we have American stocks, for example, and I'm talking about like those old school American stocks taken to the track, and we just talk about how they're the last things that want to drive nice. Well, these cars are, some of them ex-police cars. I imagine the Camaro has to be an ex-police car. Speaking of the Camaro, it's going to start getting tight here. Oh, boy. Dan Anderson is really wheeling that thing around the track. So this is your battle for the lead. 3 laps to go. 2 at the line. Your leader is the number 33 of Traub. What a fun class. Now, well, I looked this up on YouTube, and I only saw one race, and it involved the SUV that we saw in the previous heat race. Here comes the battle for the lead. Traub has the bigger car. He should use it to his advantage. That Camaro's slipping and sliding. We're side by side on the white flag lap. Forget any of the other classes, guys. We're here to watch some police go at it. Oh, we're door to door. Down the back straightaway. Who's it going to be at the line? Traub on the outside. Anderson on the inside. Traub is going to try to use the momentum. Traub makes it to the line first.
Taking the win over Dan Anderson for San Jose PD.
And just like that, 8 laps of amazement. Love it? You got it. How do you not love it?
In that 101 finishes 3rd.
And that is a wrap on that heat race. American stocks coming up next. They're already hitting the wall. So, folks, welcome to the American Stock Division here at Ocean Speedway. Watsonville, California is the place where we're having all the fun tonight. And as such, we're getting ready to go for the main event. Let me try again. I'm getting way too excited. We're getting ready for the heat race. First heat race of the night. And it will involve these machines right here. We're going to go through the starting lineup. Starting on the pole is the number 11 of Billy Nelson. You've seen that white machine. On the outside is the 196 of JoJo Willoughby. Then row number 2 gives us the 28 of Cody Parker and the 55 of Mike Calhoun. Row number 3 to the inside is the C29 of Garrett Korn. And then we have the 1G. It just says Dad on the door. That is Joe Gallagher. Row number 4. 911 machine, Dexter Long. Now, Terry Traub was just in the last race. He was just in the last race. Talk about getting completely screwed by the schedule. Traub just won the last heat race, in fact, and I see them trying to get him in his car. Green flag is not going to fly. They didn't like that start. Maybe they're stalling for Traub. Caution flag is out. There's Traub's machine. Can he make it out to the track? They're trying to get it started. They were having mechanical issues for the 33. He gets it going. Traub is going to make his way out to start this race. And see, guys, this is the inside stuff that a lot of people that are sitting around me don't have a clue about, except the fact that I'm losing my mind over it. Traub right now in this 33 machine, he doesn't even have his window net up, but he's trying to make it out to the track just to start the race.
Parker from Merced. Young Parker, 16 years old, and then number 28.
So will Traub make it out here? This is vital as far as starting position goes.
Puts Calhoun on the outside of Billy Nelson for the start of this race.
Now Traub is going to make it out here for the start. You notice his window net's not up. That might be something that, yeah, he's getting the black flag immediately. That could be because he missed the start. Kind of an unfortunate deal for him. But Traub at least technically made it out here for the start of the race. Sure. We're American stock racing. Oh, and we're beating and banging. Willoughby's like, come at me, 55 machine of Calhoun. They're duking it out, but worrying about nobody is Nelson in the 11 machine. Caution. They're run into an area. It looks like we might have some form of debris.
We have debris on the racetrack.
Somebody lost the straw to their water bottle. Well, that is unfortunate. We've made one lap in this, and I'm looking around right now. You'll see in the back straightaway right now is Traub, again the winner of the last heat race that ran, and he's right now trying to make a case for himself, probably explaining why he pulled out late in the first place. But he's got his window net up at this point. Just an unfortunate set of circumstances that kind of nailed Traub there. So after all that buildup, he got black flagged anyways. Well, it looks almost... Again, this is my first time, our first time ever covering an event here. But everyone is clearly doubling up.
Row number 3, the 1G is Joe Gallagher. On the outside will be the number 29.
So that makes me wonder if we implement, it certainly looks like double file restarts. That's going to be fun. Don't always see those in heat races. We do here tonight. So Nelson's going to be the car that's going to man the start here. And we go green. And we have contact. And we go 3 wide. Willoughby back to the inside of Calhoun. Calhoun, these two have already, they've only one lap completed in this race. They're already showing a lot of aggression towards each other. Side-by-side action down the back straight away. Love that red steering wheel on Willoughby. You can really see him working the wheel. We go through the rest of the field here. See everyone kind of filing through. Oh man, the only driver not dealing with anybody right now is the leader, Nelson. Great battles throughout this pack. The most consistent battle's been this one for second. Calhoun on the outside, Willoughby on the inside. And a little bit of door slamming, which sometimes encourages more door slamming. Willoughby trying to get any advantage. Calhoun, clearly a two-groove track here tonight. Putting on some great racing. Willoughby's just going to clear Calhoun into turn number 1. Lap number 6, next time by, the white flag will fly for this driver right here, Nelson in the 11 machine. There's the white. Keeping an eye on this battle for second. I don't think it's quite done. More battles throughout, but it is going to be the number 11 machine of Billy Nelson coming out of turn number 4 and taking the victory in the first heat race for the American stocks. Willoughby claims second over Calhoun. Gallagher, Long, Parker, and Korn. So that's that heat race. They're already pulling out with heat race number 2 for the American stocks.
Nelson, sponsored by Boardroom Racing.
Now, like we said, just to kind of follow up here, the unfortunate bit with the Traub missing this, that 33 car that we saw earlier, is that actually, I'm just curious what we're going to see here. Hey. So, you know what this tells me, folks, is maybe what happened is that Traub was moved. They shifted his heat race to this one, and he pulled out for the last one, and they're like, hey, wait a minute. So he probably knew he was supposed to be in the last heat race. So hey, after all that excitement, guess what, folks? That 33 of Traub's back on track. Sweet. All right, 8 cars getting ready to go. The 88 machine of Robert Huckabee will start on the pole with the 44 of Austin Van Hoff on the outside. 97 of Kevin. Oh, Kevin. Kevin has the most exciting name I've come across so far tonight. I want to say Yakin. J-Q-I-N. Jackwin. Jackwin! I'm going to say that. I'm probably wrong. 7 of Cody Jean will start on that outside. The 57 of Sam Kennedy. The 31 of Nick Triolo. And rounding out the field, the 1 of Robert Gallagher. And the 33 of Traub. Green flag. Don't want to jinx anything, but the biggest issue we've seen all night long has really been for debris. That's good because obviously all these cars are looking to make it either to the A or B main events. 57 has an issue. Traub trying to get it gathered back up as well. The 7 machine we have is Cody Jean, but if you read the door, it says blowed up Dean. So I don't know if maybe that car or driver or combo have a bad reputation with motors. Blow it up, Dean. Well, the 88 machine, our leader, Huckabee, Van Hoff in second. Both those drivers started on the front. Really having no issue keeping it in the front. Battles behind them are a different story. So Dean in the 7 machine going to slip back, lose the spot to the 57 of Kennedy. Another side-by-side battle up here. So Gallagher in the number 1 machine, trying to face it off with the 31 of Triolo, who's trying to get to the inside of Jackwin. And they're actually all closing in on second place. Van Hoff, we talked about how he was just in a comfortable spot, but with 2 laps to go, white flag will fly at the line, but that car's not out of the danger zone. Huckabee crosses the line for the white flag. A little bit of playing chicken here among some of these drivers, seeing if they're going to give up a line. It will be Huckabee crossing the line to take the second heat race. Unfortunately, one car has a mechanical issue. It's Gallagher. Goes up in smoke in turn number 3. Would have been able to limp across the line. Got it on the brakes. Asking for a push here. Might be a sprint car driver. He probably doesn't have a starter in his car, so they got the push truck out.
Sponsored by Bobby's Pit Stop at Santa Cruz Auto Parts. It is Bobby Huckabee taking the win for heat race number 2.
So Huckabee did. Now nobody pulled off because I don't think they realized that the race was over. They see yellow and they're like, Now as I say that, watch them completely like restart this race. But that was late laps of action. We have another heat race to come. So round up the American stocks tonight. So there's 22 American stocks. I think they just made it under the cut line as far as not needing a B main event for this division. See them going across in the front. I could be excited about his heat race run. He knows he has a good car tonight. That 88 car could be one that we need to watch out for.
Final car in the field. Our 2015 American Stock champion. Winner of 3 main events already this season. Terry.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, want to thank you all for joining us here tonight. Getting ready for the last heat race. 7 cars. American stocks. And a good start on that outside line. So the 89 of Katie Briggs. Oh boy. 4 wide action can't happen at Ocean Speedway, so can beating and banging. That car looks familiar. I think I've seen a couple of cars look like that. So you saw the contact. Up to the second spot now, the 67 of Michael Shearer. We've seen Shearer race a number of times throughout us broadcasting. The 10C started on the pole, slipped back a little bit, George Fernandez. He had contact with a couple cars. The 03 machine of Terry DiCarlo Jr. is now getting a lot of pressure from the 83 of Terry Campion. And moving in on that mix is also Doggy is also the one of Ed Kane. A little bit of unhappiness towards Fernandez from his fellow competitors. Rounding out the field, the number 9 machine of William Kennedy. Kind of saw this coming. I don't think this is done yet. But that 10C is literally getting a bumper from everybody right now. So Fernandez is the most popular driver in this division, depending on how you look at popularity. But definitely most people willing to share paint with him here today. Up the track, they send him out of the groove. Kennedy trying to hold on to it there in the back as well. I think some of these drivers are more worried about kind of sending a message than finishing the heat race. Oh, by the way, here comes Shearer for the lead on Briggs. Battle for the lead with 2 laps to go. And maybe some payback trying to happen here further in the back. Oh, up in smoke goes the 10C of Fernandez. That might have settled a couple of issues, unfortunately, for Fernandez. Shearer takes the lead, sees the white flag on his first lap as the leader. Great run here for the 89 machine, though, of Briggs. Led all the way up to this point. Here comes Shearer at a turn number 4 to take the victory in the final heat race for the American stocks. Final cars across the line. 03 machine of DiCarlo and the 9 of Kennedy. Finishing in the 3rd spot in that race was the 83 of Campion and the 1 machine of Kane. I like how they put it in parentheses. I think they're like, well, technically it's not really a number. It's a design. It looks like a number to me. Oh, and folks, this is where it gets tight. So, because we have so many cars here, only 2 cars will transfer to the A main event. For the Modifieds, they call them here the IMCA All-Star Tour. And we got a lot of cars, 9 in this one. Starting on the pole, the 55 machine of Brian Cass. Freddie Plourd in the 89 machine will start on the outside of row number 1. Nick DiCarlo in the 17 machine, and the 47M of Ryan Larimer will be row number 2. Todd Hermosillo in the 3 machine, and Tim Balding in the 1B will be row number 3. Andy Obertello and Bobby Hogue, there's a stacked row number 4. And Alex Wilson rounding out the field. There's some fast cars in this one. Some starting near the back. We'll keep an eye on what happens as they get ready. Green flag in the air, 2 cars transfer. Only 2. Hogue wants to make sure he's one of them. Look how quickly he makes a move here. And trouble. Obertello already has a broken suspension. Another car over here. Hermosillo has a major problem. And to round up the issues, Larimer in the 47M. It looked like Larimer got held up. Maybe didn't get a good bite off the turn. Something all of a sudden slowed up. You can see the damage here on Obertello's machine. Clearly a broken tie rod. I've driven a 1971 Lincoln Continental with a broken tie rod. I also dug my way halfway to China when that happened. So these cars, sometimes you could get away with certain broken suspension pieces. Larimer right now is, I believe, letting the crew up here indicate what's going on. Well, we didn't complete a lap, but we did knock down how many cars are in this race by 2. Now we have 7. Those 7 cars are going for 2 transfer spots. Those 2 transfer spots get you into the A main, and it is a redraw, which means first or second, you could be starting on the pole or in the back. Cass gonna lead us away. Plourd on the outside. Green flag is in the air. Plourd has a save right there as he kept it off the wall. The momentum wanted to just carry him right up and over. DiCarlo holding the second position over Hogue. Here comes Hogue looking for it. Now Larimer just pulled it off the track, which means that is another car out of contention to make it to the A main event. These guys are trying their best to catch up to Hogue. Wilson looking to the inside of the 1B machine. Balding goes way up the track. Completely knocks himself out of contention in such a short race. We'll have 5 laps to go at the line. So DiCarlo, the first car out. Wilson, second car out. Third and fourth, respectively, on the track. Cass holds the lead in the 55. Hogue holds the second transfer spot. And Balding has an issue with Plourd there in the 86, trying to kind of regain what's going on. Take a look up top. There'll be 2 laps to go this time by. Cass definitely running a different line than Hogue. Hogue kind of hugging that inside line. Plourd has a bit of a rounder entry. You see DiCarlo and Wilson exchanging positions, but the battle for the lead is on. How hard do you push it? White flag is in the air. As of right now, both these drivers will make it into the A main event, but I don't think Hogue ever settles for second. He might not always win, but he will never settle for second. It will be the 55 machine of Cass taking the win. Hogue in second. Wilson, DiCarlo, Balding, and Plourd, the 6 surviving cars of that 9-car heat race. 4 more heat races to go. I'll walk you through who else is in this heat race as well. Green flag in the the car catch some air.
Hopefully that damage isn't too serious. We'll be back
And I feel bad because Pettit is a driver who Tommy and I, like I said, Tommy's the guy I usually broadcast with. I feel like whenever we do see Pettit, not often do we see him racing. Maybe it's because he's uphill all the time, but when we do see him, it seems like the weirdest luck hits him. And here's another scenario of that. Pettit's car launching over the rear wheel of the 96 of Kenny Knott. Knott has some right rear damage. Now, with that happening there, when that car got up in the air, there was no stopping it before it got to the wall.
The Cecil ladies are walking through the stands. We're doing a 50-50 raffle. So you have the opportunity to grab a ticket or two. 50% of the funds will go to the winner here in the grandstands. The other 50% will go to prize money and prizes for the drivers here tonight. So if you have the opportunity, grab a couple of 50-50 tickets to help out.
Well, that's cool. 50-50 tickets. So Pettit's car going to be put on the hook. Your top three in this race right now. The first car not in the transfer spot is Raymond Keltson. That driver started on the pole. The two drivers in the transfer spots, the 09 of Mitch Enos and the one... Okay, Josh Combs. So Josh Combs is a driver that Tommy and I used to actually talk with online quite a bit. We used to race with online. Obviously, he does a lot of graphics and whatnot in racing. And he just couldn't help himself when he was making his number here. The number is 1-2. Josh Combs, calm down. Now, for those who don't know, we're regulars out at Irwindale Speedway, an asphalt track down in Southern California. And they used to have an All-Star Showdown, Toyota All-Star Showdown race. Josh Combs raced in that race. And the fun story I have about this is he had to call us up because he got lost on the way there. I'm like, where's the track? It's just a fun little side note. We're 2 laps into this race. Green flag will fly as we go back to green. So Combs jumps to the early lead. Knott, who was just involved in that last issue. Nope, they didn't like it. I think Enos maybe was supposed to get us going there, and Combs instead obliged. What a night of racing we have on tap here, folks. What's going to be coming up after these heat races, there's going to be an opening ceremonies. And then following opening ceremonies, we get into race time. Start with B-main events. And I will just keep getting deeper and deeper. So Enos and Josh Combs on the front row for this restart, lap number 2. Then we got Keltson and Knott. Oh, Combs might be in trouble. I believe they're sending the 1-2 machine. Or maybe they just didn't like how things started up right there. So now Combs is out of a transfer spot and Knott is into a transfer spot. Watching for the restart. Here we go. And contact. Folger really riding that berm. Hughes just trying to stay out of trouble in that 28 machine. Enos slips away wide. He's going to lose 3 spots in 1 turn and open the door for Josh Combs to put himself into the A-main event, but Burke is on his hot trails. Folger's moved up in the 4th position around Enos. Hughes, after his struggles early at the start of the race, trying to work his way up. Keltson, who started on the front row, has slipped all the way to the rear of the field. Oh, some trouble for Knott in the 96. Completely caught a rut, it looked like. Maybe not necessarily track-wise, but that car just dug in. And in doing so, lost a lot of momentum. But how about this? Transfer spot battle. Burke on the outside, Combs to the inside. 2 laps to go up the line. Combs is trying to find his way to stay in. Other than that, we have an issue here as Folger has a flat right rear tire. We'll just bring out the yellow. He looks like he's going to stop on track just before we get the white flag. We will have a 2 number 2. Folger, that tire just shredded up out of turn 4. Started ripping up body pieces, throwing them all over the place. Kelson's maybe offering to change the tire himself.
Folger losing that right rear tire. That thing just came apart. Started shredding and started tearing that body panel, that right side off.
So, despite some heavy contact early in the race, our leader is the 96 of Knott.
Folger at that 49. South sponsored by South County Lubricants, all flow couplers.
Folger's machine. We await the green. Lights are out. Burke and Knott in the A main event. Combs and Enos. Hughes and Kelson. They all want to get in. They're going to have to fight for this one. Just 2 laps. We got some good cars in this field. Watching closely for the green. You'll hear them. Combs at risk of losing the spot. Enos making the leaders at risk of losing one too. White flag is in the air. Who transfers to the A main event? Burke to the inside and Knott for the lead, but the lead is the one that matters. It's the one that finishes second. Knott opens up a bit of a gap here. Knott will take the win. Burke will take the last transfer spot, and Enos will take the wall. Hughes works his way up to the 3rd position. Just before everything's said and done. Doggy.
Kenny Knott taking the win over that one over Austin Burke in the number 25. Knott, sponsored by Lubrication Engineer, Jim Bowman Racing, Twisted Bodies, Perez Motorsports, Knott Boys Racing.
And now he raced 3 of 5 for the IMCA All-Star Tour.
Robert Diaz from Stevenson, California. The 5H is Jeremy Hoff from Copper Almost on the outside, the number 20. This is the young man who's won the night season race twice. Cody Burke from Salinas, won in 2010 and 2014. The number 69M, Mike Delacueva, is in that one. Number 69M, the 16B, Randy Brown, and the 14B joining us from Porterville is Ryan Porter. Excuse me, Ryan Porter from Atwater, California. Correction on that one.
All right. Heat race 3, getting ready to go. Green flag is in the air. And contact. We're going to see a lot of contact tonight, guys. Jumping to the lead, started on the front row. That certainly helped. That 10M of Ryan McDaniel, second place, and holding the transfer spot is the 84 of Jeff Decker. We saw one Burke in the last race. We'll see another one in this race. That's the 20 of Cody Burke with a quick up to the 3rd spot, put himself in contention for a transfer spot. The 07 machine in 4th is Robert Diaz. The 16B is Randy Brown. In 5th, in the 6th spot, the 69 of Mike Villanueva. 14 machine. Contract is Ryan Porter. Then we have the H24 of William Heath, and in the infield early, Jeremy Hoff, and now he's looking like he may have an issue. Hoff did not make it more than 2 turns in this race. McDaniel not having any issue right now being up front, but the battle for the transfer spot's cooking. It's Decker versus Burke. Some of these cars have damage laps. That one went by quick. 2 heat races left to go. Starting on this one, pole-wise, 4B, Bubba Nelson, Mike Vukovic, 27. Early attack for the transfer spot is the 83. Some guys really playing chicken with that wall in the back straightaway. 83 machine jumping up there. Helen Chadwick. Oh boy, our leader had a wild ride. I feel like every heat we've seen is going to get more and more aggressive. Every race we see is going to get more and more aggressive. That was a hard hit. We have a wheel that's going off. That is an axle that just ripped out of the number 5 machine. That is damage. It's going to take some time to fix. A couple of cars got squirrely and it was just a really long chain reaction. The 2 drivers with the biggest contact, that was a 15E of Bill Eagleston. Oh, I feel so bad because we ask Bill every time how to pronounce his name, and I always promise to forget. The 5 you see here is David Spriggs. Spriggs is missing a very important part of his car. Also in this field, the 5N machine of Derek Nance and the 28 of TJ Etchinson. This guy has experience, I think. Well, that was a hard hit for what was a really nice, clean-looking car that showed up here tonight. See them bringing up the missing piece of the puzzle. It looks like there's more than one. We'll have to see if Spriggs, excuse me, is able to repair that car. Caution, lap number 1, Nelson, our leader. Nelson and Chadwick starting on the front row. Oh boy. I have some wall cameras I'm going to put around the track just as, you know, extra help on my end. And I think those cameras, I already know where I'm putting. At least 2 of them is right there on that back straightaway. Man, oh man, do they flirt with disaster back there. Chadwick had to load up, but actually was able to gather things back into position. See there? Kind of taking a look at the whole field as they go around. Eggleston, the 15 machine. Had the hard contact. He's trying to not let it affect the front end geometry of that car. Certainly that car is probably hurting us a bit. Nelson right now is your leader with Chadwick. You got the 5 trying to... Woo, man. We're flirting, guys. We are flirting. Great race in Etchinson there. TJ Etchinson trying to chase that Eggleston. We have a battle for the lead that's just now coming up. Nance there in the 5N machine, but Nelson holds the lead. 2 laps to go in this race. Chadwick closing in. That back group really has me. I'm just ready to fire it off over that direction. White flag in the air. These 2 will be your transfers if they keep on pace. Chadwick loses some time. Checker will fly for Bubba Nelson. Nance had a bit of an issue in there on the exit of turn 2. He's going to get it flowed back and into place. We have 1 more heat race to go. As we go, green flag in the air. The final heat race of the night before we officially start knocking out some B main events. Cleveland, the leader, Dwayne Cleveland. Driver is always a threat. Contact happening throughout here. Drivers really flirting with that edge. They don't have fenders to rely on. Holding the 2nd spot right now is the 21R of Riley Simmons. Oh, boy. 46 machine. machine of Kyle Bryan is going for a ride. 32, the first car out. That's DJ Shannon. 91 machine of Anthony Hunter Copeland. Battling for that third spot here. 7 and 8 in the field is Stephen Hoff. Woo! Hoff is really working that outside line, just making it work. And that's not going to help. Caution, flag, fly. So Dwayne Cleveland, I apologize for that. Now you see the field. Dwayne Cleveland in the, okay, see, my filming was so bad that it brought out the caution flag, guys. Holy cow. Let's try that again. So I was gonna say Dwayne Cleveland in that 2C. Now I noticed the 83 machine is not on my starting sheet, which tells me that car may have been a late entry. The 4 car you see here, unfortunately pulling it off, is Troy Stone. And the 98 is the last car I haven't called out yet, but a driver that I know probably a lot of people are keeping an eye on here tonight, Alex Stanford in the 98 machine. Always a threat wherever he comes on out. So we'll see how all these drivers fare. All right, let's try this one again. 5 laps to go. 5 laps till we hit B main event action. Watching for the start. Cleveland now going to have to deal with, excuse me, Cleveland's in 3rd. And everyone's going to somehow make it through there. The 21 machine of Simmons is your leader. Cleveland now moves into 2nd. Look at the beat bang down the front straightaway. Cleveland gets a little wound up. We're almost 4 wide for the transfer spot. Stanford wants it. Stanford throws it in hard and takes it. They're dancing in the back. Cleveland's not done with Stanford. Copeland, that 91 machine, waiting for either of these drivers to make a mistake. He needs both of them to make a mistake. Simmons takes the white flag. Stanford holds the 2nd spot. The final transfer spot of the night. Cleveland is hanging it in there. We have 1 car in the berm and 1 smoking it up. But out of turn 4, checkered flag will fly for Simmons. And Stanford move on to the A main event. This car hopefully will be okay, but I think we just literally grenaded a motor. Like literally just the 46's motor just gave up and said, never again will you run me. Kyle Bryan just shedded pieces all over the track.